Ladies and gentlemen, I'm seeing we're getting rated right off the start of the stream, so we are going live. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back with the First Strike Gamecast, as usual, hosted by myself, Brandon Friesen, and of course,
this guy,
final boss, Shane Cornelius.
Would be me.
You would be the final boss.
That's me, not him. Clearly not him.
I'm a little too small to be final boss. I'm more of like the final bitch.
Oh, is that where?
That is often what I'm referred to as.
I do call you that.
You do.
More often than not.
You do. It's a friendly type of.
It is.
Yeah. So we got a lot of people here right off the bat.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome here. This is probably your first time here. We've been meaning to get your boy Corey on here at some point. That will happen.
Yeah, we're definitely Missildine will join as a guest star soon. Huge shout out to Corey, by the way. Thank you for the stream raid, man. We really do appreciate it.
I'm a rated virgin. This has never happened to me before.
Yeah, no, this is your first one.
So be nice.
How does it feel to be rated?
It's cool. I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, we
feel good.
Get more people in this thing here, and it's gonna be good.
Yeah, well, we got Jeff, we got Rob, we got Harry, we got Maid Bros. What's up, Tristan? Welcome to the stream, man. Professor Kraokin. We got another John. What's up,
I can't even keep up with any of this.
Nope. We got Miss Anand is here. Welcome, Miss Anand. It's good to see you, Rhiannon. Mr. RW Studios, Robert, welcome to the stream as well. Always a pleasure, my dude. And yeah, what's up, John Sankyu?
John Sankyu. Where's that thing?
Whoever that is. Where's the thing?
Where's the thing?
Where's the thing that we still can't talk about?
John's been working on something for us for, man, over a year now.
A long
And it's
time.
cool as balls, and we're not going to talk about it or tell you what it is until it gets here.
But can we talk about it a little?
No, we can't even talk about it. We can't even talk about it a little bit. We can't do it. We just can't. I'm sorry, we can't. We can't do it. The thing is in the mail.
It's in the mail.
It's in the mail.
Like being shipped, or it's in your mailbox. Get it.
He lives right a few blocks away. It's not in our mail. Whatever. It's coming, and I can't wait to show you guys. We're going to do a full video on that. But, yeah, for everybody new here, we, as the Extra Life Game Shop, we are a retro video game shop in a small town in the middle of nowhere where we haven't had a game shop in about 10 years before this happened. And I started it up, and I've always wanted to do this podcast thing, so your boy Brandon Friesen over here, some of you guys might know him. He kind of just showed up and never left. He's like that dog that shows up on your doorstep and just stays there, and you have to take it inside.
That's exactly what I am.
That's true.
That is a very accurate description. I showed up here one day and I refused to leave.
Yeah, funny story. The second time he was in here, I think it was, he had a whole garbage bag full of games and just full of stuff. Well, I didn't know it was full of games. He had a full garbage bag, and I said, "Okay, school was just out. I didn't know this was full of like old schoolwork or whatever." Like,
because I'm bringing you a bag.
I'll give you $20 for whatever's in the bag. Was it 20?
It was $20.
$20. Take it like $20. Whatever's in the bag.
I'll give you $20.
Give you $20 for it.
And I wish I did bring you just a bag of crap.
It could have been. Absolutely, that could have been.
But no, I had an NES in there. There was a Fire Red N64.
Yeah.
A bunch of games. So otherwise, I wish I just brought you a garbage bag.
See, that's how I knew I would like you when you started talking about whatever you talk about it and you took it as a joke. Some people would get very angry right away.
Clearly, it was a joke. Like,
it was clearly, yeah.
We got the man of the hour here, Missildine Online. Thank you for the raid, sir.
What's going on, buddy?
Dude, I miss you, man. I miss you. You've been streaming Mario plus Rabbids. You've been streaming Breath of the Wild.
Oh, rate that out of 10 for me. What do you think about that one?
Can you give us a quick fire review?
Yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Also, just hold on. Turn that right down.
Good job. Thank
you for telling me, Robert. I appreciate it. You got my back. You got back. What's up, Nixia? Welcome to the stream.
He rates it a 9 out of 10. All right. 9. A game like that would benefit greatly by having a demo. If they had a short 15-minute demo available to download and try it, I feel like a lot of people would try it and buy it. So that needs to happen.
Mario plus Rabbids is the reason he bought a Switch, and it's worth it. Now, do you say that because you had a Wii U, and you could play Breath of the Wild on that? Because I feel like... Yeah, I imagine that would be why. Because I feel like that game alone is hard to... Yeah, I don't know. Thank you guys for telling me about the music. I appreciate that. I completely forgot. It wasn't working.
Good job.
It wasn't working last week, so I forgot it was working this week.
Well, fix that. That better not happen again.
Rhiannon, I'm sorry. Thank you for telling me as well.
Otherwise, that shirt will be gone. I will destroy that shirt.
Oh, yeah, funny story, but like 10 minutes ago, me and Shane were sitting on the couch. He was playing some Mario 64. Great game, by the way.
Yes.
He randomly grabs my shirt, and he's like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like this shirt? And if I said anything underneath an 8, he was just going to rip it off my body.
I was absolutely going to rip it off. 100%.
Luckily.
But he said an 8.
I said 8.
So I didn't. If he would have said a 7 or 7.5, that thing would have been gone. Stretched beyond recognition. I would have stretched the thing so much that I could wear it.
Oof.
So.
Oof. Are we back? Are we back?
Why'd you hit the button?
I didn't hit the button. The stream crashed.
Why did you hit the button?
The stream crashed. I don't know what happened. Are we back? Are we back? Are we back?
Well, we don't know.
Well, we don't know, right? And they're back.
John says we're back.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
All right.
Where's Kai? Can he unplug the computer?
Yeah, did Kai unplug it again? We were set up for failure. That's what this is.
Okay, let's jump into that topic that I came up with.
Which topic you came up with? Sorry, give me one second. We got Christy Hall here. Professor Keoki. Sorry, I already said hi to you. Okay, I thought I saw some new names. I didn't want to miss anybody.
No.
Bana is here. She told everyone to leave a like on the stream. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. Nixie, of course. All right. High quality content. That's what we strive for here on the First Strike Gamecast.
I think she was talking about Mario and Rabbids together.
Perfect.
But, yeah, we're going to hop right into the question that I came up with was, what is the better launch
Oh, you're going right into it.
Yeah, we're going right into it. Mario 64 or Breath of the Wild? What was the better launch title out of those two?
That's a tough.
Those are, in my opinion, the two best launch games that we've ever seen on any console ever.
And they're both from Nintendo.
And they're both the game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nostalgia, for me, makes me want to pick Mario 64 because, I mean, it's Mario 64.
I know what you mean.
But I feel like Breath of the Wild might have been more important to the Switch. Had that not been ready, there would have been nothing.
First of all, Chris, Telltale Gamer Bros, and Testing, welcome to the stream. I do remember you, Testing. Chris, it's always good to see you. We're live every Tuesday, man. Come on, get with the program. You're absolutely. We got to look at this objectively, because Mario 64 comes out. It is just a great game on its own, but you got to look at the time it came out. It was really impressive because, for one, it was Nintendo's first big delve into 3D. So that was just mind-blowing.
Totally.
Which is a big factor in what made it such a good launch title. And then you look at Breath of the Wild, and the big appeal to that was it took the Zelda formula, and it did something totally new with it, which has not been done in a very long time. Mind you, since maybe Zelda 2, actually.
The best Zelda game.
We're going to talk about
Zelda
that.
2.
We'll talk about that. And it was just a very impressive game, right? This is the first Zelda game where you could go anywhere. You could literally climb anything you'd see. So it was also very innovative for the time, which is why it blew people's minds.
That's why these two are they're very close.
We got a lot of votes for Mario 64.
And that's probably the older... maybe not. I don't know.
We got some younger people in there.
So let's come up with the reasons why Breath of the Wild is more important.
More important. Okay, well, this is... not Tyler. You have things like the Vita, which has very large and graphically impressive games on a handheld. But this is Nintendo's first delve, and Nintendo has that big, we're Nintendo vibe to them, right?
We do what we want, and we don't care if it makes sense or not.
And yeah,
it'll make sense.
And this is the first time that you could take such a big game like Breath of the Wild, made by a Nintendo, which still boggles my mind, and you could take that on the go. That's pretty impressive for one. I haven't used that feature too much.
Me neither.
But it,
my Switch has stayed right down there, and I have not played it in months.
I believe you.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, I was about to say you played Sonic Mania, but that was on your PS4. I got it for the Switch. So I think the big thing about it is that Zelda games will just never be the same again. They're just never. They can't just go back. That's true. Now.
Yeah, the next Zelda game has. I don't know what you do with that. That's going to be tough. But I feel like Breath of the Wild meant a lot. It meant a lot to Nintendo because they were not in a good spot in the console race, so to speak. The Wii U wasn't even in the race. It was always way behind.
I'm sorry, what's the Wii U?
It's that thing. It's like the Wii 2, but the Wii U.
Wii 2 to Wiimoto.
That thing sold so bad. Like, so bad. Worse than GameCube. Worse than almost any. Like, it did poorly. I think.
Oh, sorry. Is Luigi's Mansion in this running? We got the what? No. Oh.
So, without Breath of the Wild, the Switch would not be selling the way it is. It's outselling the PS4 in Japan. We just saw, yeah, we just saw an article where it took the PS4 in Japan 69 weeks to hit 1.5 million. It took the Switch 26 weeks to get to 1.5 million.
26 weeks.
Which is that's ridiculous, and it's outselling it by about 50,000 every single week in Japan. We haven't seen the newest sale numbers for North America because that's what I really want to see. I want to see what that's all about. But so before this, Nintendo's not making a lot of money off their consoles. Nobody cared about the Wii U. Almost nobody cared about it.
It was bad marketing.
I wanted to like it.
They're marketing for that, and they're
well, it starts with the name Wii U.
Yeah,
what is that?
That was a mistake. Well, it's Wii, but also you.
No, I don't want that.
It's like a yeah/no situation.
That's exactly what it is.
Yes, but also
you know when you talk with somebody and you say something and then they're like, yeah, no.
Well, yeah,
okay,
no.
well, which one?
Was it yes or is it no?
Yes or no or like? I'm confused. Our buddy Kai says that all the time.
Is it? Well,
and every time I gotta. Well, which one?
Well, like for example, no? Like, dude, you like Final Fantasy IX, right? Well, yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Well, I'm sorry. What was it? Yes or is it no?
It doesn't make any sense. That's always bothered me my whole entire life, and people say that more than they should. But getting back on track, Mario 64 was revolutionary because you have your 3D everything.
Absolutely.
Which was just, I mean, we had seen 3D with Sonic 3D Blast, and that game just felt like you were sliding on ice all the time.
It wasn't bad, but yeah.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't
gravity.
It wasn't great. So that was crucial to the 64, and that was, like, man, people wanted that. Non-gamers wanted to play that. And I feel like non-gamers don't care about this new Zelda game too much.
No.
It's different than the Mario game.
You know, I heard somebody say when it first came out that if they would recommend, this is like a popular YouTuber I know, he would recommend Breath of the Wild to someone who doesn't like video games. Like if they wanted to start liking video games, he would say Breath of the Wild would be the place to start. I disagree with that to a degree.
I would also disagree with that.
Just real quick, Greg, thank you for following us on Twitter. Miss a Nun, Rhiannon in the chat, thank you so much for tweeting out the stream. If anybody else wants to share it around, get as many people here as we can to enjoy the show. That would be super.
Heck yeah. We got on our YouTube channel, we're going to be doing a lot of Destiny 2 tomorrow and for the next upcoming few days.
Indeed, we're
going to be streaming all day long. Me and friend of the shop, Nate, are going to be doing it. We're trying to figure out the way to make the audio work, but whatever, we're working on it. We'll see what happens. But we will be streaming it, and we're very excited about that.
Professor Krayokin says he got the Wii U to play Cloud on Super Smash Bros., and that's pretty much it. Apparently, Bayonetta was a really good game on the on the console. One of those few games worth playing, apparently, out of the 5 games on the Wii U.
There's 5. The only reason I would ever play the Wii U is for Mario Maker. That's it.
Yeah, and that needs to be ported to the Switch.
Absolutely, that needs to be there, 100%.
110%. What if we could get a Mario 64 remaster? I can't believe that hasn't happened yet.
The craziest thing about Mario 64 is how much deeper that game was supposed to be. Every single painting was originally going to be a level.
That's
with the 7 stars in there. I just can't imagine that. I wish I wouldn't have read that interview, and I just wish that wasn't a thing, because, man.
I know, because it bums you out.
How did they not make a Mario 64 2?
Okay, but they make Mario 64 DS, but you still can't go in these other paintings? Like, what's up with that?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why.
Not that was a
They added some weird stuff to that one.
They did. They did some real weird. Like, suddenly you can play as Wario? That's unexpected.
Yeah, there's 30 more stars.
Yeah, they added more. They added a bunch of new things to the levels. It was crazy. Either way, so Breath of the Wild versus Mario 64 is the launch title. In terms of which one I enjoyed more, and this will heavily be based on nostalgia, Mario 64 was just very fun.
You can't.
Breath of the Wild was a good competitor because my first time playing that was for 36 hours with you and Kai.
That's true.
Eating 30 cheeseburgers.
Oh, man. That was such a bad idea.
Oh, no.
No, it was a good idea.
It was a great idea.
I just love that we call them and we're like, hey, we need this. And, okay, man, we got it.
Yeah, so I call Kai. He's just directly out of shot right now. Tell him, hey, bud, we need 30 cheeseburgers. And he's like, all right. Didn't question. He's like, all right. And it was good.
I saw that.
What is up, Growling Panda? Welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. 22 people here. That's just crazy. I would personally say, this is coming from Made Bros, that Super Mario Bros. On the original NES was the most important and impactful launch title. It brought video games back after the crash of Atari. We have talked about that before.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
As a launch title, it is impressive. As a game that, holds up today.
Yeah, I didn't include that one because
it's its own thing. Like, it brought back gaming. It's not like a
standalone above everything else. It is totally different, 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back, I don't know if I'll ever play Breath of the Wild again. But
I will.
You better believe it, I'm going to be playing Mario 64 again. I did today for like a half hour, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, this is totally off subject, but I gotta say it because it's probably the most impressive thing Shane has ever done. In Mario 64, because clearly there's quite a few people who have played this before.
Yeah.
Bomb on Battlefield. There's the floating island with the cannon and the star and the red coin.
Once you get all 8 of those red coins, then that star pops up way on the bottom, and I always leave that one red coin up on the floating island last. I always get it last.
Shane's up there, and it's always gone through his mind. Once you get in that cannon, if he could shoot himself to the star that hovers at the bottom of the level by the 4 pillars.
Yeah.
I think isn't that the red coin star?
That is.
Yeah, so you get the star spawns down there when you get all the red coins by the 4 pillars. And Shane, he gets in this cannon. He's like, how crazy would it be if I could just blindly shoot my way
and nail
into the star? Blind optimism. So just by luck, he does it. And he gets it head on.
I've tried that every single time I've ever played through this game. And I actually hit it. I couldn't believe it. That was one of those moments where, man, that needed to be streamed. Like, that would have been awesome. Like, where's the rewind thing, and we can like instant replay this thing. Like,
it's a bummer we didn't have that recorded.
Yeah, that was really cool. That's one of the coolest things I've done in that game for sure.
Christy has not played Breath of the Wild. She thinks she would not like it. Not super into open world games. A lot of people don't like open world. I disagree. I like it, but I can understand the feeling of not liking having options. Like, it's not linear. You have to kind of figure things out at times. To a degree, I get that, but I enjoy it. That's just something I like.
I like it too, but what I want is an experience bar, and I want to level up and do that sort of thing.
Like Zelda 2.
Which is why Zelda 2 is the best Zelda game ever made.
Did we write this down? Were we going to talk about that? I don't know if we wrote that down or not.
No, we didn't, but we can.
You want to talk about Zelda 2? Shane is a firm believer that Zelda 2 is the best Zelda game ever made.
It is. It is.
Now, what I think is that it is a good Zelda game.
It is the best.
It is a good Zelda game. And I would love it if, and this is actually something that I'm going to predict will happen. We talked about this in Season 1. That because Zelda has changed its formula, that the next Zelda game will be a quote-unquote Zelda 2.
Yes.
I think in the next Zelda game we are going to see...
that will be the best Zelda game of all time.
We're going to see an experience bar. We're going to see power-ups. We're going to see all the things Zelda 2 had.
Because my problem with Breath of the Wild now is you can kill those enemies all you want. You don't get anything, really. You get items and you get weapons and whatever, but you don't really get anything. If you just add a little experience bar and a little, pop up, get this, and you get different moves and powers and stuff by leveling up. Man, that's all I need. Like,
right?
That would just be amazing.
Nixie, thank you for stopping by. We hope you have a good night. Made Bros says he's not a fan of action RPGs. Me and Shane both kind of sit in that boat too.
Yeah.
More of a turn-based kind of guy.
Always more turn-based.
It's just fun. There's just something good about it.
I am hearing a lot of people say that Mario Odyssey could be the game of the year this year, over Breath of the Wild, over Persona 5, Horizon Zero Dawn, all that stuff.
The more I watch it, I am still ready to play it, but I'm not as enthralled by it as I could be. Because I'm getting a lot of Galaxy vibes off of it.
I'm also getting a lot of Galaxy vibes, which does suck.
And I know a lot of people love Mario Galaxy, but I'm just not.
I did not like it.
It's not my because it's linear.
If it's on the Wii, I don't care.
Yeah, that's also a big factor.
Don't need that Wii. I don't know why it couldn't have just been called the Revolution. That was such a much better name.
Well, it's a bad console. It needs a bad name.
I still had an envelope where I was saving money to buy the Nintendo Revolution, and I wrote it on there. I was gonna buy it. Then it comes out, oh yeah, it's all motion control. Oh, and yeah, that Nintendo Revolution. Yeah, it's changing to Wii.
The Wii.
Like, sorry, what? The Wii? I don't want to spend $400 or $300 on a Wii. Yeah, this is my new Wii thing. This is what we. No, I'm not doing that.
You make a big jump from GameCube to Wii.
Wii.
I always love how they do. Man, what was it during the Switch presentation? We had the NES, which brought gaming back.
Yeah.
The Super Nintendo, which introduced LNR triggers. The N64, which introduced rumble packs and an analog stick. The GameCube, which introduced a handle. Yeah, man, a handle. And then the Wii, which motion controls, but that's nothing to brag about.
That handle was pretty sweet, though.
Kudan, welcome to the stream, man.
Lie.
I've never really had a purpose for it, but you know. Christy, you have a great opinion right there. I kept my favorite Wii games for when I got a new one. To Brandon and Shane, who hate Mario Galaxy, we're cute.
Well, thanks.
Thanks.
So I did something funny last night.
You did.
Haven't done this in about 22 years.
You talked to a girl.
That would be awkward because I have
Yeah.
2 children now.
Yeah, that is awkward.
So without talking, that would
It's been a weird 22
That would have been
years.
very weird. No, it might be in relation to the amount of beers that I had last night, but I don't know.
I think it probably does.
You
went hard
I
fast.
go to bed at 12:30. No, 12, 11:30, 12. I wake up at 4 and I'm sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you do.
That's not outrageous. I've done it before. That's where our main air conditioner is. We do have an air conditioner in our room now because you have to have it. My favorite thing is I get to roll over and see my air conditioner on my nightstand, which replaces the lamp, which, as some of our viewers are going to know, I hate lamps. They're
I like
useless.
how you...
Now we have this massive air conditioner there, but now it's too loud to have on during the night, and my wife doesn't like it. So then...
I just love how you have this beautiful wife to your right. But you get more excited when you turn to the left and you have an air conditioner there.
Oh, it's so nice.
But
anyways, yeah, so I wake up at 4 o'clock on the couch, air conditioner's off, and I'm very confused, so I just go back to bed, and in the morning, my wife is like, "Did you sleep on the couch last night?" I'm like, yeah.
Apparently.
For a few hours, I did. I don't know how I got there.
But I was there.
She's like, was it too hot in the room? Like, no, I didn't even turn on the air conditioner. Like, that was legit in my sleep. So the last time I slept walk, I was a little kid, and I urinated all into the toy room, which was right beside the bathroom.
Classy.
So we did better. We didn't pee in the toy room this time.
No. You're making progress, as they say.
I need to tell my mother about that.
Anyway, you know, back to our topic at hand here. So I think we're both going to say that Mario 64 was the better launch title.
Yeah.
Now, what did you like about Breath of the Wild, though? What was...
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah, but also no.
What did I like about it?
Yeah. Like, what's something about that you thought made it a better launch title?
It was very impressive to put that on a handheld system.
Yeah, that definitely was.
Very impressed.
And the frame rate issues the game had at launch are virtually gone now.
Are they really?
They're virtually gone now.
Oh.
There's still, every now and again, you'll get something, but they have improved a lot.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It was really good. I wish the shrines had a little bit more to them.
Yeah.
A little deeper, a little more stuff. I would have liked that.
That world, though, is just so big.
It is.
There's so much to see.
It's very good. Absolutely.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I haven't even... that's a game I need to go back to, because I've played a lot of it, but I haven't.
We should almost restart that and play that side by side like we did Zelda 1.
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. You know, we totally skipped over some stuff here. Again, if this is your first time here, First Strike Gamecast, we host this show from the back of Shane's GameShop, Extra Life, Stop and Swap, Bonus Round Experience Zone.
Quick Stop and Go Mart.
Quick Stop and Go Mart. And so we get a lot of shop trades in. A lot of the stock we have here is taken in by people who come in, and then so and so. Did you get anything cool this week?
We took in a PS4 today.
Yeah, that wasn't bad. And then you immediately sold it.
We sold that within 5 minutes.
Like literally, I think it was within 4 minutes.
It might have been within 4 minutes.
It was quick.
No, a few weeks ago we got that massive GameCube lot and 64 lot. That was really sweet. 95% of the time we get the awesome lime green Xbox 360 games. Just
every once in a blue moon.
Keep it coming. We rarely get anything cool as a trade-in.
No. There was the one guy with all the N64 games.
That was really cool. Yeah, he had a 64 with 33 games or something like that. That was really nice to have.
But normally, lime green 360 stack. You got your
and PS3,
always.
Then PS2, which I still don't care about. Yeah, then Wii probably gets in there, and I don't get any PS1 or GameCube or regular Nintendo. That almost never happens.
No, NES never.
Almost never.
Has anyone ever once traded in a Genesis game?
No.
Never?
You had Sega CD.
Yeah. Well, no, I've had a few Genesis games. Yeah.
Okay.
Not
good.
often. Not often. But
yeah.
we sold Barney's Hide and Seek.
All right.
Complete in box for the Genesis. That was a game. We have like a list of like 10 games that we think are never going to sell. That's one of them. We almost got rid of Learn Math on the DS, which is factory sealed.
Yeah, Learn Math. Type
I had
gem.
a parent in here that was thinking about getting it for their kid, and I would have died laughing.
Dr. Bob Gaming, welcome to the stream. I have to ask if that username is a reference to Clay World. There's a good chance that nobody knows what I'm talking about, but I need to know.
Sold an Atari 7200.
Wow. Don't you have a few Ataris in here?
I got a 2600, a 7800, and an Atari 1040 computer.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yep.
I know so like I love Atari as what it was, but I know so little about the differences between all their
The
things.
differences are not that crazy.
I didn't really think they were, because you can only do so much back then. Anyway, that'll wrap that up. Also, what are you playing this week, man?
This week, ever since we came back from the Edmonton trip, where we delivered a TurboGrafx kiosk station, which was super cool. Ever since we came back from that, I haven't really got into playing anything.
No?
I was playing Suikoden.
You were playing
Sakuden. I was playing that, and then somebody bought it, so then I couldn't play it anymore.
Yeah, but I did come in here one day, and you were doing some of that Rogue Legacy.
I was playing Rogue Legacy, beat that.
It's quick.
That's a fun game. That's really good.
Better than Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
I feel like I just tore your soul there.
You did. Kind of, but man, Shovel Knight's good.
Wow, one of the first game systems I ever played on was the Odyssey.
Nice.
That's
I have somebody wanting to sell me a Vectrex.
Oh yeah.
And I want it, but I don't want to spend the money on it.
You're
but
never
I really
gonna sell that?
No, never. It would never sell, 100%. But man, do I want that.
I mean, the Game Wave sold.
And came back.
And came back because you found it and went out of your way to bring it back.
They brought it here.
Did they?
They did.
I thought you found it on Virage.
I found it there, yeah, and they brought it here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same one.
I got you.
Yeah, I've bought and sold that thing 3 times already.
I know. Well, it's a gem of a console. It is a gem of a console. Out of the way, though, that's kind of what's going on in the shop this week. After this podcast, we got Shane over there. He's heading out with some buds to go pick up Destiny 2.
Heck, freaking yeah.
And then again, tomorrow morning, you guys can expect a pretty long Destiny live stream.
Lots of Destiny. We're gonna be doing all of the Destiny.
A beloved franchise.
I enjoyed Destiny 1, but I put over 700 hours before the first DLC dropped, and I was just done with that game for almost forever.
I bet.
And then finally, I bought all the DLCs and all that shit. I bought that, and I played that for, a month?
Okay.
Maybe 3 weeks.
All right.
Solid.
And it was good. It was fun. It was fine. But then I was kind of done with it because I hit the highest light level, and then,
I'll just never beat one for Destiny. I do want to move on, though, and I want to talk about a game franchise that I think every kid has played at some point and enjoyed at least one game from the series. Me and Shane have different opinions on this, and I want us to talk it out right now. Growing up on my GameCube and my brother's PS2, I loved the Tony Hawk games. Big fan of them Tony Hawk games. Everything I know about skateboarding is completely 100% kudos to those games.
90% of skateboarding I know from those games.
That's where all my knowledge comes from.
The other 10% is the skate shop. That's 20
Fair.
feet that way.
Yeah, 20 feet. It's in the same building, in the same room. My favorite from the series is different than Shane. A very popular opinion is that Pro Skater 4 was the best game in the series. I have to disagree because I think Underground kind of stole the show. Shane,
see, that's where you're wrong.
Shane gets upset with me when I say that.
Underground was trash.
It was not trash. You are trash?
It was trash.
Absolutely not.
It was.
Absolutely. We're going to talk this out right now because I want the chat, if you've played a Tony Hawk game, throw out what your favorite is. I want to know.
Okay, so tell me, what did Underground bring to the series?
What did Tony Hawk 4 bring to the series? Is that your favorite? It was 4?
3.
It was 3.
3 is the one I prefer.
So run this down for me, because I don't understand what's so good about 3. I've played it, and it feels...
The reason... Okay, Tony Hawk 1, the reason that was amazing is that was the first skateboarding game that was good.
Yes.
Okay?
I'm on board with
Tony
that.
Hawk 2 completely changed everything by adding the manual. Now you can string together tricks and combos.
That was crazy.
Which was great for people that preferred doing the street tricks, the grinds, the flips, all that stuff. The flip tricks. Tony Hawk 2 didn't really give anybody who liked to do the vert type things, the grab tricks, the 900s, all of that. That was almost kind of useless. Whatever. Tony Hawk 3 added the revert, where you could string together your vert tricks. That right there makes that game perfect.
That makes it perfect.
You had, probably 30 characters to unlock by playing it. It was awesome. There was a Canada level.
Yeah, it was cool. I'll admit that. That was very
Canadian guys. And that 4 was good. The open world, they got rid of the whole 2-minute run thing, but whatever, that was fine. But I still preferred Tony Hawk 3. And Underground, I didn't care. Oh, you get off your board and you do it. It was basically like half Jackass, half Tony Hawk.
And it was good.
It was not good.
It was. Let me just walk you through this. First of all, Underground had some of my favorite levels in Tony Hawk games. You mentioned Canada was in 3. I loved Canada in 3. Vancouver was in Tony Hawk Underground. My main appeal to this game is you can take Tony Hawk 3, and all they did was add more. They didn't take anything away from your beloved game.
You don't need to get off your board.
You don't need to. And guess what? At no point in the game, other than the first mission, do you actually have to get off your board.
But do you have to get off your board in the first mission?
Yes,
That's what I thought.
Just for to jump over a rail to teach you how. And then you never need to again.
That lost it for me.
Not to mention, let's just keep adding. I'm gonna keep adding more.
Keep going. What else you got?
First of all, you were like unlockable characters. 30 is what you said.
Something like that.
Yeah. In this game, if you found every gap, gaps were a thing in 3, right? You had to...
Gaps have always been a thing.
Yeah, okay. So, if you found every gap in the game, you could play as every single NPC character in the entire game.
Why would you want that?
Because it's just a cool unlockable. You know what games don't have anymore? Cool unlockables. And that was something wicked. Every single character you've ever seen in the storyline, which is the next thing I'm going to talk about. I know when you're playing a Tony Hawk game, maybe you're not looking for storyline.
No.
But how wicked is it if there actually is one?
No.
That's like, see, man, that bothers me that you think that way.
You don't need a storyline for Tony Hawk.
Call of Duty's cool, but if you want to play it alone, how cool is a storyline to follow, right? It's just,
people love the storyline of Call of Duty.
I know. It just adds to it. Like, it doesn't need to be there, but if it's there, you can roll with it.
So you're telling me it's got a gripping story.
It has a good story, actually. It has betrayal.
Nobody asked for that.
It has betrayal. You have your buddy Eric Sparrow who betrays you, and it.
Oh no!
That was the first time in my life where I hated somebody.
The first time in your life that you hated somebody.
First time
was Aaron Sparrow.
Was Eric Sparrow. It was such a good game, man. It was such a good game. You had the
sucked.
Ability to create a park.
The game was complete shit.
It was not, man. I just feel like you played about 8 minutes of it, and you just want to hate it.
I think I've played less than 8 minutes of that one.
So what are we fighting about here?
Tony Hawk 3, man. That's where it's at.
Tony Hawk 3.
It's such an important game for that PS2 GameCube.
All right, here we go. Dr. Bob Gaming and Christy, thank you for being on my side here. I'm just saying everything that Tony Hawk 3 had, Underground had and had more. So that's my logic here.
So just because you can play as every NPC, that adds more now.
And there's a storyline. You have all the same tricks. You have a wide variety of manual tricks. You can do all your grabs.
That's in all games.
I know, I'm just saying. Saying. Everything in your game, my game has, and then more.
No.
Yeah.
Well, it should. It's a later variation.
Absolutely.
I would rather play any of the older Tony Hawks before touching Underground. That's where it lost it for me. I haven't played a Tony Hawk game since.
I think we can actually all agree that Pro Skater 5 takes the cake.
Oh, man.
Love that Pro Skater 5.
I still need to play that.
I don't even want
But I can't find it under $20, and I want to pay about $2 for it.
It looks
terrible.
It looks like it looks like Pro Skater 4.
It is terrible, and it's a damn shame that they realized, hey, our license runs out at the end of the year. Let's just throw together the worst game possible and just make a little bit of money yet while this license is still a thing. So now he's a free agent, So hopefully Nintendo picks them up and we get that Nintendo Tony Hawk game that we've been wanting.
That would be good. That'd be real good.
You need that.
I need that.
Because then we can have the new Switch commercials of guys at the skate park.
With their Switches. They finish skateboarding and then they go virtual skateboarding. Yeah. That's exactly what we've been waiting for. Whatever. We'll have different opinions on this forever. But I brought up Call of Duty.
Your opinion's wrong.
Does anybody in the chat think that Pro Skater 3 is a better game? Because I'd be curious.
It's very obvious that it is.
Extra number 45, third row, section B, seat 85. Put your hand down. We got a big live studio audience in here.
Is this a yeah/no type thing?
It's a similar situation, yes. I brought up Call of Duty as an example. How, if you don't need a story in Call of Duty, but if you have one, that just adds to the game. But Call of Duty is just one of those games I cannot get into. I just don't care about it at all. Is there any games that you just don't, you've wanted to kind of like because maybe they're mainstream, maybe because you just want to, but just couldn't get into? But
my answer is Pokemon.
Pac-Man?
Pac-Mans.
Pac-Mans?
I did play Blue, and I liked it at the time. I had it on my Game Boy Pocket. I played it on. That was really good. I did have fun. I decided to, years later, try Y or X. I forget which one it was. And it felt like I was playing the exact same game. Nothing changed. And I can't believe that people love this franchise and buy every variation of this franchise when it's, for me, it's almost the exact same game.
It is very similar.
The battle system is still super entry level.
Extra number 21, section 8.
Get out of here.
Get the hell out.
And take your meth and ecstasy with you.
Yeah. References. You hear that booming studio audience back there all laughing? Listen to all those laugh. Wow. All that laughter. All right, that's enough.
You hurt me, Shane.
Good. Yeah, that's my answer. I expected the series to evolve a lot better. Like
yeah.
Make a real turn-based RPG. No, make like the younger generation that played this game. They're all older now, and you're still making like the same game. Like you got to give this older crowd a better experience.
They have changed it a little bit since then. Sun and Moon did a lot of new different things. There's the ability to customize your character now, and they have like mega evolutions. They have varied it up a little bit, but for the most part, they do play very similar to each other. My childhood with Pokemon is very different than everyone else's, because everybody grew up with their handheld games, and that's why they love Pokemon, because they would put their red and blue, whatever they had, go on road trips, and then, that's where people's... My memory with Pokemon's weird. I didn't play a handheld Pokemon game until, I think I was in grade 10. So it was recently, actually. It was only about 3 or 4 years ago. I love Pokemon because growing up we had Pokemon Stadium for the N64, which was just a turn-based battling game. Like you would pick your Pokemon, each person would get 6, and you'd fight each other. And that was the main gimmick. There was a single-player tournament thing. You could go through Gym Leader Castle. There was the stadium. There was so much in that game, but the gameplay was always the same, one-on-one battles. And then you had mini-games, which was a huge part with me and my brother. We'd always play the mini-game Fairground, which was a lot of fun. But that's like my whole childhood with Pokemon, and that's why I love it so much. I also enjoyed the show. And then the real first Pokemon game I played that was even close to a regular Pokemon game was XD Gale of Darkness for the GameCube. And it plays very different. You don't go catching Pokemon in wild grass and then go defeat the Elite Four. They changed it up in that one. It's like one of the few console Pokemon, quote-unquote, like, not spin-off games. It is a spin-off, but it's not a spin-off.
Okay, well, which one is it?
Well, yeah, no. Yes. But also no.
Yeah, I see where we're going.
It takes place in the Ore region. It's a good game. Instead of, catching Pokemon, taking out the Elite Four, there's a sinister villain that's capturing Pokemon and mutating their hearts and filling them with artificial darkness. Something like that. And then you have to try and collect all of these tainted Pokemon back and purify them. And then the whole game... Purify. The whole game is based off of double battles, which I really liked. That added a whole new element to the game. Because often in Pokemon games, like 10% of battles are double battles. In Pokemon XD, every single one is. So that gave you the ability to...
so you're controlling 2?
You got 2 Pokemon on your side.
Okay, see, that adds a little bit to it.
Yeah, they added depth to it. You could have a little more strategy going on, and it made a game a little more fun. And there was still a good story. Pokemon always has a similar story. This one actually changed it up a bit. It wasn't like anything mind-blowing, but it was a cute story to keep the game going. And yeah, it was an original take on a Pokemon game. And then after that, I finally played Emerald. And that's really Emerald and Fire Red. And those are the only two like mainstream Pokemon games I've played. And they're fine. But now that I've played those two, I feel like I never need to play another one. Unless I really wanted to, but I don't really want to, and that's the thing.
Exactly how I feel. I just can't do it anymore. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can't. But RW Studio said before he can't get into Metroid.
Metroid?
And that's a problem.
I agree. Are we talking classic Metroid? Are we talking...
He just said Metroid.
All of them? That's interesting. Let me just...
You gotta give your buddy Metroid Prime a shot there.
Prime. I own Prime, and I still have yet to play it, actually.
That's awesome. You gotta do it.
I agree with Shane. It's all the same game. Rhiannon's
Who doesn't agree with me? Everybody agrees with me.
Well, your final boss, Shane Wall. There are actually a lot of complexities in the battle system. You just don't encounter them in the single-player story. That is true. You do have your IVs and stuff like that, but that's all boring complexities. Like, the way, like, if your Pokemon, they have different... personalities, so you can get one that's
personalities.
Cool, yeah, and then there's these IVs and EVs thing that if you breed Pokemon together, their stats will be better. Like there is a complex part of it, but it's not.
What game is this?
This is all of them. And it mostly in the later ones now. Although yeah, there is a complex side of it. I don't find that complex side of it fun. Like
because at that point you've already beat the game, right? Like you're already.
Well, you can do it during the game. And then some people do find fun in this tedious grinding IV thing, looking for specific traits for Pokemon. But you compare that to something like, I don't know, you love your Final Fantasies, right? And that has a complex type battle system, right? Some of them.
More so than Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah, and it adds, you'd think that would add to it. That makes it a better game.
Yeah.
Sure. So, yeah, the Pokemon side of it, it's like, everything they add to make it more complex is tedious. And it's just really boring.
That's just what they do. I was going to say that's a Nintendo thing, but they really don't do much with that. That's all Game Freak.
I want to try Prime, and the new one for the 3DS looks pretty spiffy.
That one looks awesome, but it's sad that you have to play it on a 3DS.
Why couldn't they put that on the Switch too? Like, just do it!
Man, it's just a damn shame, because that 3DS screen is just painful to look at.
It's bad.
Coming from a fan of the Vita, I can't do the 3DS. I just can't. It's so hard.
Vose, thank you for stopping by. And Harold, how's it going, man? Never really played a retro or older game. That's a sad sentence.
Never played a retro or older game. Well, if you are around here, come down and sit down with Mario 64.
Just enjoy that.
Or something. Just sit down for a few hours and...
Still kind of boggles my mind that you could call Mario 64 retro now.
You have to. It's 21 years old.
I know, but it's weird. Because
where's the cutoff date for retro stuff? Is it
20 years?
20 years?
Yeah,
is it 25 years?
Nirvana is considered classic rock already.
That doesn't even make sense.
And that's 20 years.
It's about 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the cutoff.
I'm getting too old for this.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm glad we knocked that out. So yeah, I didn't really talk about it, but Call of Duty, I'm just not into the shooters, man. I've looked at things that are popular now. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, that looks interesting. Overwatch.
Sold over 10 million copies.
Yeah. Wow. Everyone's playing that right now.
It looks really good. If I wouldn't be on this Destiny 2 train, I would probably play that. It looks insanely interesting.
Like, Overwatch looked good.
And I would love to play it with a few buddies and just see how far we can make it and stuff. Very impressed with that game. It's, 37 Canadian for us? Something like that?
Yeah. I
think that would be a very good...
I'm surprised with how fast it blew up. I'm still not sure what makes it unique. Like, I don't know what makes it different. I just know people say it's good.
Just the whole 1 versus 100. Just everybody.
It's very clean. It's a well-made game too.
Yeah, it's all about that gameplay.
Like Overwatch kind of piqued my interest, but I didn't like it enough to try it.
No, that one. I thought about it for a little bit, but no thanks.
All right. So we were talking earlier about games that we loved. Or do love. And we want another one like that. Your answer, Zelda 2.
That would be one of my answers.
You want another Zelda 2.
Please.
Just a Zelda game.
I want another Zelda 2, and I want another Mario 64.
Another,
2.
like the same gimmick.
Yeah.
You're in a castle with paintings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want the same thing?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm all down for innovation and stuff, like, change up your formula, make it different, but every once in a while, if you know how much the fans would freak if you just went back and redid something like that? No company seems to understand how great that would be, especially not Nintendo. Like, no, we got to make it different every time.
They are listening with the new Metroid game. That looks like Super Metroid 2.0. That is what that is.
That's fair.
So they're doing it that way, but I'm still surprised that Nintendo hasn't made a proper Mario adventure game. Like, I don't know.
They had
People
Sunshine.
love the Galaxy.
Sunshine was very similar.
Sunshine was
Yeah,
was close. Yeah, I didn't like the jetpack in that one. That was my biggest problem.
Yeah.
You fall off. Oh, it doesn't matter because you can use your hover and just go right back. Like it took.
You're right, but that game
made it easier for a lot of.
I know what you mean, but that game added a lot more emphasis to how vertical the levels are.
Yeah.
And that's what made the jetpack kind of like not game breaking because everything's super vertical and that thing doesn't really help with that. It is a good game. I know you tried to play it a while ago. I'd almost recommend you try it again because if you put enough time into it, it is good.
It is good.
And it does have a pretty baller soundtrack.
It's actually really good.
The only reason I liked it was those levels where you don't have the jetpack, where it gets taken.
Oh, you got the cool jazz.
That was really, really cool.
Yeah, those ones were.
That's a very good remix.
Oh, I love these.
Made Bros, we got a member of the famous cult here. Wants another Earthbound. You recently played through that for the first time.
I could also live with another Earthbound.
Apparently, I need to play through it. Looks good. Very
good.
Personally, because again, it is one of my favorite games for the N64.
Oh,
Donkey Kong 64.
Oh,
I would love if they took bring back all 5 of those characters. They can't do it because rare, but bring back all 5 of those characters and make another an identical game to DK64.
It won't happen.
I know, it won't. Just like we won't get another Earthbound. But
we might.
That would be wicked.
We might.
What if Playtonic got together and they were like, "Hey, Donkey Kong 68."
Conky Dong.
I'm surprised Nintendo hasn't tried to buy Rare back strictly to have access to those IPs again.
I think they're snooty and don't want. No, we don't need them. We're Nintendo.
It could be, and it could be real interesting because Microsoft owns them.
Yeah.
And man, that sale to Microsoft just is one of the worst things that ever happened to a video game company.
That is heartbreaking.
They had awesome titles: Donkey Kong, Banjo, Conquer, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, all this stuff. Just like awesome games. And then freaking Microsoft buys them.
We need Kinect games.
Yeah, you're gonna be working on Kinect games now.
Yeah.
Really?
That's what you're using this company for?
Talent? Like, you're just the big rich guy that's mean and says, okay, nobody can enjoy this.
Yep.
This is the reason people aren't buying Xbox, so we're just gonna have you not make those games.
Oh. Yeah. No, that was one of the most heartbreaking things in my opinion to happen because Rare was so good. Although I am very grateful that Playtonic is now a thing because Playtonic is Rare.
Playtonic is all the good guys from Rare back together again.
And Yooka-Laylee was cool. I'm glad that was their first game. I am very excited to see what they're coming out with next.
Yep.
I would just love to know what their plan is. Because that is something
it has to be something.
It does.
Something.
That wasn't. It's not
Yooka-Laylee made enough money that they can now go make another game.
That's all I want to see.
That's what it's all about.
We're re-entering the 90s. Yeah.
So we probably have time for one more topic thing.
Sure thing.
We're gonna be cutting this one short a little bit because we gotta go out to that midnight launch, pick up that game, and prepare for tomorrow's streams.
Definitely.
What do you want to do? We got Shane's history lesson is on here. We got gaming spotlight where we pick a game and roll with it.
You know what? Let's throw it out to the chat. We got 15 people here. We got 3 options for you guys before we wind things down here. We got a history lesson from Shane. He's going to tell you about,
What the Game Genie this week.
Shane would educate you on the Game Genie and how that came to be a thing. We also have a game spotlight. Me and Shane will each recommend a game to you all that we think is worth playing, popular or underrated. Or we can do, if you wrote down the soundtrack thing.
No.
No, you didn't?
No.
Well, I picked 5 games here, and I want to know what Shane's favorite song from the soundtrack of these games are. So either 3 of those are your options. You can just throw out what you want to see now. Someone wants the history lesson. Oh, here's a shock. Here's a shock. Brian was not a fan of the Kinect. What are you doing?
I don't know. I just found this over there. I'm gonna
Stayplation? I do like that banner. What's really cool, so we run a GameShop, right? And then Walmart throws out all their, like, you know...
signs like this.
Signs and stuff after the branding is over. So Shane just kind of goes there and asks for them.
Heck yeah.
And they hook you up. We have so much PlayStation stuff.
We do.
It's ridiculous. It looks like people are wanting a history lesson.
All right, let's dive into history lesson.
Yeah, dive on in.
And, yeah, so in 1990, there's this company called Galoob.
Gloob.
Galoob.
Like 2 O's or a UBE?
2 O's.
Gloob. Sounds like a...
They made this thing called a Game Genie. Now, what this was, it was originally made for the NES. You would physically put your NES game into the Game Genie, put the Game Genie into your Nintendo, and when you would boot it up, you would have this screen where you can input codes. And it came with a code book, and you could... Basically, what it would do is it would rewrite the game. I don't have the NES one here, but I do have the Super Nintendo one, which is here. Yeah, game sticks into there. This goes into your Super Nintendo like that, and you play. So what the Game Genie did is it patched the code of the game. So the code line where you start off with 3 lives, you can change that to start off with 99 lives or 199 lives or whatever you want it to do. You could change all sorts of stuff. You could input 10 codes at a time. Or if you were rich and really cool, you could have 2 Game Genies.
Oh, snaps.
Stick those things together, put the game on, then you could do 20 codes, which is really cool. But Nintendo hated these guys. They said they were ruining their IPs, they were causing problems. They did not like them, so they tried to sue them.
Oh. So who trying to sue
Nintendo was suing Galoob.
Galoob. It's a great company name.
Yeah. And Galoob was saying, we're doing nothing wrong. We're not changing anything. Nothing, there's no permanent damage here.
Yep.
People can just enjoy the game more by putting these codes in. My personal favorite thing to do with these is take Mario 1 and Mario 3, input a bunch of random lines of code that completely just mess up the game. All of a sudden, I remember one time it was full of Bowsers on every single level. There were Bowsers everywhere, like just a normal level, just everywhere. You can rewrite the code of the game, and anything can happen. It's really fun and weird.
Did you have one of these as a kid? Or was
I did.
You did?
Yep.
Wow.
Used it so much it broke.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, good to know you got your money out of it.
Yeah. So Nintendo takes them to court, and during this trial, they're not allowed to work or to sell these, and that's just how the legal system works. They couldn't do that. So Nintendo said, "Okay, we're going to set aside $100,000 in case we lose it. That will pay for the lack of sales," because they thought initially the $100,000 was enough. Well, that wasn't enough to set aside.
Clearly.
That got up to $15 million very quickly.
Whoa.
Based on the sales they had and the potential sales lost during this trial. That's what it was going to be. So meanwhile, they were working with Sega, and Sega, being the cool guy on the street, said, "You know what? Let's do it. We're going to put our Sega seal of approval on that thing.
On the game.
Get it done. Just get it done.
Man.
Anything to just punch Nintendo in the face that they were down for." So they take it to court, and the judge initially rules that this is basically like having a movie that you can rewind and fast forward and stop and pause. They viewed it like that, so they ruled in favor of Galoob. And here you go. And because it took so long, Nintendo had to pay more than the $15 million and all the legal fees.
Wow.
And one of the only reasons... How did that work again? I think they were still allowed to sell in Canada, but not in the States.
At all?
Yeah.
Nintendo could not sell in the States.
No. Galoob could
Galoob.
sell their Game Genie in Canada during this trial, but not in the States.
Okay.
So in every gaming magazine, their advertisements all said, "Thank you, Canada. Thank you, Canadians," because they were allowed to do it here. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, they kept on going. They eventually, since that was all right, then they made it for the Super Nintendo, the Sega Genesis, the Game Boy Color. I think that might have been it. After that, we went to Game Sharks. But
The
Nintendo
Game Shark.
appealed it and tried to sue them again with a different judge and the whole bit. Lost again. And the case was forever closed at that point. They couldn't reopen it or anything like that. So that's the Game Genie, and that's why it's a thing, and you can get it.
And
They're awesome. They're so worth messing around with. It's so much fun. Even get an emulator that has like the Game Genie thing, and then you can input just random codes in there. It's hilarious. It's a great time.
Was the Game Shark made by the same company later, or is that a...
No, I think it was a different company.
Okay. Well, damn, I didn't know any of that.
So that's Galoob.
I like seeing Nintendo lose.
Oh, they did.
There's something
They
satisfying about that.
They were such bullies in their earlier days.
Well, they had the
That
power.
it's really the gaming industry needed them to be that way, to be very strict, and you have to do it by our ways or else this isn't going to work. But they made it work, and it ended up kind of killing them later on once you got to whatever PS1 era and screwing Sony over and blah blah blah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I got. We're gonna have to call her quits.
Yeah, you got a game to go pick up.
We got
A launch to get to.
the game of the week.
Game of the... okay. After the Atari debacle, it needed this.
It did, and that's why you can't just point fingers and be mad at them for what they did. It needed that to succeed, and that's the only reason that it succeeded. So,
Fair enough.
there you go.
Look at that. We all learned something new today. I like this history lesson.
I
This
didn't
was
learn anything new today.
Okay, I learned something new
You
today.
learned today that Tony Hawk 3 was a better game.
I
than
learned today
Underground?
that your opinion is wrong. That's what I learned today. Actually, I already knew that. Anyway, Kai, shut up. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for episode 3 of season 2 of First Strike. Thank you so much for everybody for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't. Big shout out to Mistledine Online. Thank you for the stream raid. Again, we want to get
Absolutely.
him. We want to get him on the show very soon as a special guest.
See, the problem is you guys made him too darn successful. That
He's too popular now.
he,
We
do-
can't
he
get a hold
doesn't
of
want to
him.
hang out with us anymore.
We're too little. So we got to grow the podcast to be as big as Corey, and then we'll be cool enough to hang out with the big dogs. That's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live every Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. CST. We will see you guys next week
See you tomorrow,
and
where
tomorrow.
we're going to be slaying some, whatever the enemies are called in Destiny, the Fallen, the Hive,
the Goomba,
the
Goomba
Galoobs,
Troopas,
Galoobs.
the Gloobs, the Gloobs.
Gonna get my Game Genie for the PS4, and we're gonna have so much fun with this shit.
Shout out to John for subbing and liking. We appreciate
Heck
it.
yeah, man.
Again, thank you for stopping by. We will see you guys soon. Tune in tomorrow for Destiny 2 all day with Nate and Shane. Have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
You bet.
Music! Up, power.